Hey! Y'all, that is the greatest disco song ever made in life. You hear me? In the universe. That don't make you feel like you just feel so sexy. Like you just want to pull your skin off. You feel so sexy. And then when that beat turn, you just feel free. Free. You hear me? Like, I don't know, free. I don't know. But enough talking about that. Let's talk about this. Hey guys, hey, this is Nay. Follow me on IG, Periscope, Twitter, Spreaker, and support me on Patreon at NayRob on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, comment respectfully, and subscribe. Finally, don't forget to hit that notification bell and make sure that it says that you will be notified of all my up and coming videos. Now, let's talk about the Pose finale. Okay, guys, so I don't know how many of you all, probably 9 times out of 10, you all are also American Horror Stories followers or watchers. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be great because they're going to mix, is it Murder House and Coven together. Awesome. You know, those were the best 2 seasons. But if you all follow American Horror Story, Ryan Murphy kind of sort of did the same thing he did with or does with American Horror Story that he does with Pose. It's like the finale, it does too much. Like, I'm like, you could have, you know, worked on some of these things that happen in the finale and you could have worked us up into it. But it was like you opened the door in the last episode and then you came to this episode, the finale, and like close it up. That's what he does. It's like he literally like closed it up. So Pose for the 2nd season, you really don't know what you're going to get because he literally closed up Pose 1st season. He did. Like there's no like loose ends anywhere, which I don't know how he's going to do it, but it was basically the same thing he does with American Horror Story. Okay. But let's get into it. So we get to where the show opens up and Elektra is at the peep show, right? And you can tell that her life has truly changed from what it was to what it is now. Again, I felt like it took too many turns in one episode. Like it just did too much with Elektra's storyline in one episode to me. That's something that I felt like he could have started working on, you know, episode number 5, right? But I guess he chose the last 2. But anyway, you saw how Elektra was homeless. She was basically sleeping in restaurants. She was back at the peep show. And she did like this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is she doing this because she's wiping her tears? Or is she doing it because she is sniffing that booger sugar? I don't know. But she's at the peep show and Blanca greets her there, not meets her there, but you know, you put the quarter in and it goes up, and who does Elektra see but Blanca? The next scene is them at a diner where it seemed like everybody goes to this diner, which is true because back home in the DMV, we had this place. It was like a breakfast place in Georgetown, and it was like it stayed open all night, and it was a place where the gays could go freely. We go on dates there. You know, when you get out of the club, it was just a great place for you to go and be free and be around, you know, people that were like you. It was in Georgetown. I forget the name of it. You know, I'm sure my wife took me there once or twice. But it was a great place. It was like after we left the Delta or the Bachelor's Meal or Trax or what is it, Zanzibar? Was it Zanzibar? I'm not sure what it was, what that last name was, but we would always go there and have breakfast, and we felt at home. You know, it's not as open as it is now, you know, but it was a nice spot. But anyway, that's what the diner reminds me of. So they're at the diner, and Elektra and Blanca are talking. Blanca is trying to tell her, listen, you're going to end up a beautiful dead corpse if you don't change your life, and Elektra is reluctant to hear or absorb what Blanca is saying, because she says she doesn't trust people, because when you trust people, you become weak to them, which is true. And, I can really empathize with what she's saying, but you have to trust somebody sometimes, some way, your mama, your uncle, your wife, your husband, your children. You're going to have to trust somebody, and I think that's pretty much because her persona was, she was so hard on people that she did not show weakness to people, that that's what made her that way. Her character was developed to be hardcore and almost desensitized, right? So Blanca invites Elektra to come to the house of Evangelista and stay. When she brings Elektra in the house, Ricky and I think his name is Dwayne, they were discussing the I'll Be Sure auditions. Dwayne convinced Ricky, hey, you got talent, just come with me or we could do this together. And Ricky agrees, right? In walks Elektra and Blanca. Now, the boys are not, well, at least Dwayne isn't. Dwayne isn't happy about giving up his room. Ricky been on them streets before. So Ricky's just happy to have a place to stay or a roof over his head. So he's welcoming, right? So as Elektra comes in, she's talking about, okay, can you change the walls to lavender? Can you, give me some. Then we move on to Pretel and Blanca, where they're at his house, and Pretel is making her this beautiful, flowy, like 1980s Carol Burnett, Bob Mackie gown, right? And they are talking about the House of Veracity and how they are a force to be reckoned with. Then they move on into Blanca saying to Pretel, hey, look, I got a date for you, and I want you to think about doing this. His spirits is broken because he feels like, I'm HIV positive. Who's going to want me? And we find out that the person that actually likes Pretel is the bartender at the place where they have the balls, okay? So then we get to the point where Blanca and the dance teacher meet up, and the dance teacher tells Blanca that Dwayne has been approved for a scholarship for his second year in dance school. Blanca's like, let me tell him myself. The teacher's like, you've earned it. You've been a wonderful mother to him. And then we get to where Blanca is walking Elektra to a restaurant for her to fill out an application to be a head hostess. I think it was a perfect job, for her. And so did Blanca. Elektra fills the application or asks for application. But let me point out this. Elektra said that she didn't go to school long enough to learn how to use a calculator. I really thought that Elektra was really refined. I thought she was educated. Like, I'm impressed by the fact that she's been able to mold herself into such a refined person. Then they get to the auditions where Ricky and Dwayne are auditioning for the I'll Be Sure video, right? They both get in. They both pass to the next level, and they are excited, and, good for them. Then we get to Elektra got the job as the head hostess. And we notice because Pretel and the bartender, they go on their date to the spot that Elektra is working, right? And the date ends up going in a very good direction. It's going very well. It continued to go well after Pretel told him that he was HIV positive. The bartender said to him, "Do you think you're the first guy that I've been with that is HIV positive?" And I can truly believe that because it was so rampant and it wasn't a cure or at least something to control it back then. I'm sure that everybody has interacted with somebody who was HIV positive. I'm sure that in my travels as a woman that I've interacted with somebody that was HIV positive. It was just God blessed me enough that I didn't become HIV positive myself. I'm sure we all have danced with the devil once or twice, especially when you're dealing with some Angel missed her dude, Evan Peters, right? And Blanca said, "Come on, I need to talk to you in the bedroom so we can be private." This is where Blanca reveals to Angel that, "Look, I'm HIV positive and I'm gonna need you to be strong because when I'm gone, I need you to take over my house. I need you to take over this house and maintain the same standards that I have." Basically, they give the house of, previously the house of Veracity shaded the house of Evangelista because they felt like the house of Veracity feels like the house of Evangelista takes in stray cats and dirty bums or whatever it is, however they perceive that house as, right? But even though they're not the best dressed, I believe on the show, their house is full of love, and you can't take that from them. So Angel and Blanca, they cry together, but Blanca is like, "I need you to be strong. I need you to take my house." Angel agrees. So then we get to the family dinner where the boys announced that they are going on tour with I'll Be Sure for a couple of months. It's not going to be far. It's just going to be in the tri-state area, and it's tickets for everyone. Elektra almost jumped out her skin and was like, "Oh my God, I'll Be Sure it's like the Marvin Gaye of today." I don't know about that, girl. I don't know about that, but I'll Be Sure it was a big deal back then. We're not going to knock that off, okay? We're not going to knock that off, but I'll Be Sure it was a pretty big deal. I don't know about the Marvin Gaye now, girl. And it was like Elektra was so tickled by the fact that Blanca, in the next scene, Blanca is washing dishes, and Dwayne walks in, and Blanca is like, "Listen, I know this is an opportunity of a lifetime, but I want you to think about the future, okay? Because why go out when you're good into the world as a dancer when you can go out in the world as a dancer and be great, But that to me, is really, really a touchy subject or confusing. That's a huge burden for somebody to put on, because that's just like them NBA players who go straight from high school to the pros. I don't know how I would handle a situation like that. Like, do I continue to educate myself, or do I take these opportunities now because those same opportunities may not come up later, but she allows him to be a man and make good decisions for himself, or make his own decisions, which I love about Blanca, right? So then we get to Evan Peters and his wife. So they've decided to move back or to allow Evan Peters to move back home. But the catch is this. She's like, "I need you to quit that job at the Trump Plaza or whatever it is that you're working at. I need you to quit that job because I need you to be closer to home, because I need you to help with these kids, because I'm going to be over there going back to school for my master's." Evan Peters is like, "What's popping? What's going on?" She's like, "I want to be independent now. I want to live my life for me. I don't have a problem with nobody knowing what we have going on here. Not all the details now, not all the details, but I need to be my own person. I'm not going to be your wife no more. I'm going to be my own person." I said, "Ooh, Evan Peters fucked that up." But you know what though? I really think that was what she felt in her heart all along. I think the only reason why she became a wife and a mother was because that was taught. That was what she was supposed to do. And when the opportunity came up, she was like, "Good. Now I can do what I really want to do. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I think she was at. Then we get to the Princess Ball, where it is the House of Evangelista against the House of Veracity, okay? And when I tell you, when them two houses was face to face, them girls, the House of Veracity burned Blanca up. You hear me? They burnt her up. You know how they be like, oh, that was a Reed girl. That was a Reed. No, that was not a Reed. They threw a match. No, they threw some alcohol on her, a match, and burnt her ass up. Oh my God. So then Blanca, her feelings are hurt, of course, because she knows that she's clockable. She knows this, but she goes back into the dressing room. She get herself together. Then here comes Elektra to save the day. She talks to her. She encourages her. She reminds her how much of a strong person she is. And she's like, I'm going to help you tonight. I'm going to walk with your house. But before we do, I need to go out here and take care of some business. So as she walks up, the House of Veracity mothers are treating Poppy like trash. I mean, over some soda. I'm just like, these husbands are ridiculous in here. I mean, ridiculous. Who allows somebody to treat them like, I don't care if I'm sleeping under your roof or not, but you're not going to talk to me any kind of goddamn way and get away with it now. I might not say nothing to you right now, but we definitely going to clear some things up later. Elektra comes in and reads Candace and Lulu for filth. They needed it. They needed it. Elektra taught them, I mean, just poof, be gone, hussies, be gone. Never forget, okay? Because I instilled in you a sense of insecurity, hussy. No matter how far you get in life, you will always hear my voice in your ear saying, you'll never be good enough. Now be gone, hussies. After that read, Elektra takes Poppy and the two guys who originally belonged with her, who originally was a part of the House of Abundance, but they left her to go follow Lulu and Candace. So there's 3 more members now to go to the House of Evangelista. And of course, they Blanca welcomed them, right? And so did everybody else in the house, right? So then the challenge comes where we have Elektra versus Aphrodite. Elektra wins. Blanca versus Lulu. And then Blanca wins. Where, I guess it's like an intermission or something. And Ricky tells Blanca, mother, I choose to stay home and do my 2nd year in dance school. Ricky is going to go out on tour, and I feel like our relationship is strong enough to. Then we get to the Femme Queen voguing contest. Candace is in her feelings. We already know from last episode or the episode before last that Candace cannot dance. Girl, I'm not mad at you. I cannot dance either. Candace was in her feelings because she's like, I'm not losing this one. We got to win something here. Her and Pray Tell get into it, and then they throw her ass out of the ball because they like, hussy, we was nice to you when you tried to come in here flat as a doorknob and then you enhance yourself, but you being real disrespectful right now, hussy. Angel is on the outside smoking a cigarette, and up walk Evan Peters, right? And it's not crazy to me, but it just had me feeling a certain way because I'm like, no matter what it is, whether it's the gay life, the straight life, trans, whatever it is, ninjas be up to the bull snit. I'm telling you. He came in and was like, I'm ready to leave my wife. It's just going to be me and you. We're going to have the little house on a prairie. It's going to be us. I'm about to give you that dream. And I'm saying to myself, Ninja, the only reason why you want this dream is because your wife is not effing with you no more. When his wife told Angel, my husband is a weak man. He's a weak liar. I said to myself, oh, I've been there before. I know what kind of man Evan Then Peters Angel is. Tells him, look, I love you, you know, but you're not the only guy that's offered me the world before, really and truly. And to be quite frank with you, what you are offering is not what I want anymore in life. My life goals have changed. Remember, Angel is now on her path to taking over the House of Evangelista. That's what her goals are now. Not the little house on the prairie. She wants to be there for Blanca like she promised her to help continue the legacy of the House of Evangelista. I said, that's right, boo. And then we get to the Mother of the Year, where Blanca won. And the way they portrayed her character in this show, it was absolutely merited. That young lady really formed that house. So then let me say this, it was a pretty good season. The first model is always going to be a little rough around the edges, right? But I'm sure with season 2, it's going to be better. I'm sure that Ryan Murphy is going to listen to his audience, which Ryan Murphy does. He definitely listens to his audience, and he will tweak his shows in order to cater to what people want, right? So I feel like season 2 is going to be better than season 1. There was some little bumps along the way, but as a season, it was very, very good. As a finale, it was blah. But Ryan Murphy always, he pretty much crams everything into the final show. But anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Do you look forward to season 2? And remember this, the same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people you meet on the way down. Naysayers, my patron loves. Have a good one. Deuce.